Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, we've got a lot of awesome stuff to cover. We have received two huge and very cool Lego train track deliveries to work with the various layouts that we are working on at the moment. We've got some really cool stuff from FX Bricks for the 9-volt track and layout work that we're starting to pursue. And we've got another really cool delivery from TrixBrix, continuing our work both on the main tabletop layout here, but also helping us to continue to flesh out our under table lower level layout that we've been working on. Lots of cool stuff here. So let's take a closer look at the contents of both of these orders. Now, first up, taking a look at what we picked up from FX Bricks. As I've mentioned on the channel, we are looking to fill the gaps in our 9-volt Lego collection. We've got a number of sets that we've been picking up that we're starting to build. Would like to start getting some 9-volt Mills modules created. And these track sets are really going to help us in that effort. You can see here that we have picked up 4 sets of the R120 curved track, as well as 4 sets of the R104 curved track. That will basically let us have an oval track layout, kind of similar to what we have in essence on the tabletop layout here currently. Our corners here are all R120 and R104. So 4 corners basically gets us a really nice oval shape. We've got some straight track there to go with the straight track that we already have in our collection. So this is going to be the beginning, I think, of something really cool. Looking forward to getting these up and running. So keep an eye out for that on the channel. We've also got some other 9-volt related, we'll call it tech and parts that I'm interested in featuring on the channel and trying out. So lots of cool stuff ahead on this front. Not sure where the 9-volt layout is going to end up going in the short term. It's just going to be something that we set up temporarily, and then we'll take it apart, and store it when we're not using it. But maybe at some point in the near future, we will have a more permanent place where we can store it. But I think it should be a lot of fun to get this up and running. This will also let us do some 9-volt track contributions for our train group when they run 9-volt displays, which is not every train show, but we do it sometimes. So I think it'll be fun to be able to contribute some modules to the 9-volt layout. We also have a great locomotive from Brick Train Depot that is going to be 9-volt powered. So looking forward to building that and getting that running on the 9-volt track here. So like I said, on this particular front, a lot more to come. We're going to be building out like the modules. Like I said, we'll be doing some test layouts and setups to see how the FX Bricks track works, how 9-volt trains work in general. Should be a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing where we go with this side of the Lego train hobby. Also worth noting that we already have the FX Bricks P40 switch track set, as well as 2 of the FX Bricks R88 curve track sets. So some additional components that we can use as we start to experiment with 9-volt trains and layouts. So should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing how this goes and what we're able to build. So next up here, looking at all the great stuff that we picked up from TrixBrix. We've got a ton of train track modules from TrixBrix that make up really, a large percentage of the layout here on the tabletop, our layout up top in the Lego room here, as well as the new lower level layout that we are working on. Really excited about that. And that's where a lot of these different track components are going to go. Really excited with the progress we've been making down there. We posted a video recently showing the first train running around down there. We're learning kind of what might be possible or where we might want to go with the lower level track as we sort of test out some of these different configurations and layouts. And with that, we've uncovered, some different track modules and additional track pieces that we wanted to pick up to help us to continue to advance that forward. Plus, TrixBrix is always just coming out with, more and more awesome track components, different geometries in that. So always excited to be able to pick up additional products from them. Now, the key component to this particular order, we've got a new T-Junction R104, R120 module. So we get the track module here with the ballast components underneath there. This will be our third full R104, R120 T-Junction from TrixBrix. We've got our original one up here on the main tabletop layout. It's an amazing feat of track engineering. I love it. It enables us to have the trains running around the main line as they normally would here, but then we can also run trains in and out of our train yard using these curved tracks here. Really been enjoying that. It works super well for our tabletop layout here and gives us access to and from the rail yard here in the middle of the layout. So been super happy with that, which led us to pick up our second T-junction, which is down there on the lower layout. And this new T-junction is going to live under this part right here. Really excited to get it assembled together. We'll post a video once that's assembled and in place. From our initial test runs with the lower layout, there was a few things that we discovered that I'm hoping the new T-junction will alleviate, or some new functionality that it'll give us with the lower layout there. So excited to try that out. And once we get that integrated there, that next step after that is going to be working on getting those on top of Mills modules. As you can see from the one that we've got here on the main layout, that's no small feat. It's 2x2 in this corner here, 2x2 on that corner over there, and then it's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 12 plus 8, so it's about 20 Mills modules underneath that track. So pretty heavy duty, but it's an amazing set of track. I love the ability to take this out to train shows. We've taken them out to 2 train shows so far, I believe, with a third one coming up in the near future. So, super versatile, super useful here in the home layout, but also a great set of track that is super useful when we're doing group layouts as well. So really happy to have this third T-junction in our collection. And in addition to that, we've got our, I call it the T-junction Lite as well. Doesn't have the second bit of track coming in there from the outer main line, but we have that, which used to live down here, but we're going to find a new home for that in and around the layout or the collection. So really excited about this T-junction module here. In addition to that, we also picked up some ballast plates for R72 and R88 corners, which is going to work for the corner modules that are underneath the table there on the lower layout for both corners there. We still have the typical R104, R120 curved track down there, but we've added in the smaller radius curves there to potentially give us the opportunity to have maybe 3 or 4 trains running at any given time down on the lower layout. Obviously, the lower radius curves, we won't be able to have as big a trains that are running on there, but really excited to get these ballast plates integrated there and to continue to build out that part of the lower layout. Should be awesome as it continues to move forward. And it's always great the more trains that you can have running at any one point in time. So excited about what these might unlock for us. Now, continuing on with some of the things that we've encountered on the lower train layout. Typically, we use the TrixBrix double straight tracks for our straight track modules around the layout. As an example, you can see right there, each double straight track fills a 32 by 32 base plate on, for one of the tracks going across there. So 2 of them gives us a complete 32 by 32 straight track module with 2 train lines going through. So that's what we typically use. Always great to get more of those. But as we move through different geometries, different layouts, it is nice to have smaller chunks of straight track to use to connect different modules together. And towards that end, we picked up a couple boxes of the TrixBrix half tracks. I think those should be super useful. And we also picked up some of their smaller increment track pieces as well. This is a two stud straight track module here. You can see there's 4 of them in there. There's one of them on its own on the top there. This is the 3 stud one here. And then that would make this the 4 stud straight track here as well. So different sizes, basically just going to give us some nice connectors for some of the different areas where maybe there's not as much space between modules as we would typically have, which would be covered by the double straight track. So these are just kind of little, these fill kind of gotcha areas in the layout. Super happy to have them. I think they'll be quite useful. And, another great set of products that TrixBrix releases. So super happy about these. We'll see as we move along where they specifically get used, but those are just kind of nice things to have in the toolbox for those awkward moments when things come up, you're trying to connect a couple modules together and you realize that, you need a smaller straight track piece to bridge between those modules. Now, this last chunk of track here, we won't go into too much detail on because it's going to be talked about more in some upcoming videos, but this is part of one of the infinity track sets that TrixBrix sells. Looking forward to trying out some of the different components in here. Triple switch R40, we've got a way switch R40, just some interesting different components, and we should be able to come up with some cool track configurations and layouts that'll be separate from the main layout track at the moment, but depending on how some of these tests go and some of the things we find, we will get these mounted and usable in future layouts, whether it be here in the Lego room or things out at train shows. So looking forward to playing with a few different track modules here, some different radiuses, and seeing how that works and what we can do with those. So more ahead on that front, and more ahead with these R72 curves as well. Looking forward to, like I said, creating some additional modules that use some of these different radiuses so that we can allow for more trains to be running at a given moment in time on the layouts here in the Lego room and potentially elsewhere as well. So a ton of great components. I've got more track that I'll be needing to pick up in the near future as we continue to build out our layouts here in the Lego room, and some of the other project layouts that we're working on, like the 9-volt track, and some other cool things that are bouncing around in my head. So exciting times ahead. Always fun to get additional track. It just holds a world of new possibilities and things to try out and to experiment. So looking forward to utilizing this track, and you can expect a number of videos ahead as we move through utilizing these additional track components. Now, I'll include links below to the FX Bricks website and the TrixBrix website. If you have not been to either of them, highly recommend checking them out. Both great companies and sites. Really excited about the work that each of them are doing. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Lots of cool stuff ahead, not only with trains and track, but across the city and some other cool things in the Lego room as well. So lots of fun projects on the go. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.